All right. I sure hope this is going to the right place, which should be going to the YouTube page and not live. But you never know in this crazy world, so just I'll pretend that we're live. It says we're
YouTube
live.
just told me live now.
We're live now, apparently. Hi. I have no idea if this works. I hate streaming to YouTube.
Rock and Stone and Guns, Guns, Guns.
Yeah, that's what we're doing here.
I
Hello.
see Deep Rock Galactic Survivor.
Yeah, well, I hope it works. I hope that the volume is reasonable because I have no way of testing it now. Welcome to On the Stick After Dark. My name is Mike. With me, as always, is Kurt.
I am here.
You're supposed to say "party on, Mike." Okay, with me, as always, is Alex.
I was multitasking to listen to the thing to check
Stone.
levels.
Rock and Stone.
Rock
Kurt
and
Alex.
Stone, nice.
Yes.
Party on, Mike.
We are here. We're playing
Party on,
Deep Rock Galactic Survivor. Actually, I thought it was Survivors, but it's just Survivor. Danger, darkness, dwarves. And this is a pretty cool game, wouldn't you say, Alex?
He would say.
Okay, give me
Sorry,
some
not
insight.
saying.
I muted to check the levels on YouTube, and
That's
then
what I was doing.
I heard you respond through YouTube, and I was like, "Fuck."
Uh-huh.
Anyway, we got a professional. It's a tight ship we run here.
Absolutely.
Fun
yeah.
game,
Yeah.
right, Alex?
Yes, this game's good.
Ryan
If you
Sweetie
like
says,
Vampire
"What's up, Ron on the
Survivors."
stick?" What's up, Ryan?
Nice to see you, Ryan. We're so yes, very heavily inspired by Vampire Survivors, but I feel like it winds up feeling like a fairly different game by the time it's all said and done. I played some Vampire Survivors. I don't want to be down on that game, but there's a mushiness to Vampire Survivors that I feel that this game does not have. I feel this game is way more tactile, and it feels like your hits land, and you spend a lot of time mining rocks, and I don't know. I feel like it's pretty different. We should dive in. This game is in early access. They've been adding stuff to it. There've been two pretty sizable updates since I bought this, like maybe 2-3 months ago. The last one is pretty recent, and it added a couple new bosses. The one before that added the salt pits as like a new area. I'm gonna say biome just because Joe's not here to stop me. Biome.
I think they do call it biome in the game.
Sure.
That's their language.
Yeah. And as you're playing through, you can unlock basically different difficulty levels for each one.
Beautiful here.
You got hazard 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and basically as you complete these challenges, you unlock whatever these hexagon things are, and that's what gives you more points. And you unlock enough points, and you can get to the next hazard level. I don't want to go to hazard 5. I just tried that; it was very scary. I think I finished.
Magma core. Oh, I'm going.
I finished all the hazard 3, so I guess I'm gonna have to go to hazard 4 and probably get my ass kicked. But I mean,
So,
why not, right? So, for
Is this
example, here
single player only, or are you playing with Alex?
single
it
player.
is sadly single player only. I wouldn't be surprised if they put multiplayer in later. Although the whole conceit of this game is that it's not multiplayer, whereas Deep Rock Galactic is like
It is just Deep Rock Galactic Survivor.
Survivor. That's right. Maybe they'll add the S in a later patch.
That's right.
But there's a bunch of voice lines in the game about how you're not with other people in this. You're just doing it by yourself. So I don't know. Maybe they'll eventually change their mind on this. So we're gonna try Hazard 4 on Hollow Bow, and you can see that we have 3 possible goals. One is to complete the dive, which means getting to the 5th floor and beating the boss. One is to try to collect 550 gold, which is a lot of gold. I'd really have to make a pretty concerted effort. And the last one is to upgrade Subata 120 to level 25. Who gets the Subata 120? Do you know,
The
Alex?
driller.
Right.
So
Sure.
you could do the goal. You could do all those in theory.
Oh.
Go.
Yeah.
If you
All right,
do
well,
the,
let's take the let's try it. We'll take the driller. He's got the Subata 120. There's 4 different characters. The same characters, obviously, they're in Deep Rock Galactic, and they've got different builds that you can use. So, like the basic driller build digs through rock and gets faster and faster as you go. But then there's another driller build that has like all these beams that do status effects, and his status effect weapons do more damage. Your scout is fast and can sometimes dodge. Your gunner has got big heavy guns. The Juggernaut version is kind of fun. When you take damage, you get a damage buff. So like your goal is to kind of try and find ways to take little bits of damage as much as possible so that you can stack a bunch of damage buffs without losing all your HP. The Engineer has turrets. I actually have a lot of fun with the Engineer. I think Alex is really not a big fan.
I don't like the turrets.
I love some of the turrets. I think the Tesla turrets are great. Let's dive in here. And have a
The
look.
Tesla turrets are good, but the turrets are bad because I don't like. Well, not bad. They're actually good, but I don't like them because you have to stop to deploy them, and it's like when there's like a ton of shit following you. It's like I don't want to stop even for a second. Like,
No, but if
not-
you're mining, which I do constantly, then it just drops them for you.
yeah, but if you aren't and your reload speed is fast enough, wasting charges.
I don't know, man. I just mine all the time, so
Yeah, I mean, me
So-
too. I've beaten every stage on 4 and some on 5. Like, I have played this game.
ABM, always be mining.
It's just like I said, if you eventually get your reload speed up fast enough, you're getting charges, and then your third one is like you can only hold 2, and your third one is building up, and it's like unless if you stop right then to deploy it, you're gonna lose like a potential charge. I play MMOs too much. That's what it is. Is that I'm like, no, dude, you're missing out on a charge. Like you can't miss out on a charge. You gotta get it. It's like,
Welcome,
I
Eric.
see.
hi Eric.
Eric, hello, welcome. We're mining. I just unlocked my second weapon. You can carry 4 weapons on a run, and they're unlocked as you hit different level caps. So, Alex, what should I take here?
Unlocked
care.
within a run.
Whatever you want.
You don't care? Well, in the sense that you start with 1 gun, and then when you hit level 5, you get a second gun, and then 15, then 25, and then you have 4 guns. And you get a random selection of the ones you've unlocked, and you can re-roll them if you want. But I'm going to go with the neurotoxin grenade. Why not? Sounds like fun.
Why not?
This is my first time playing Hazard 4, and it's already pretty rough.
Well, you shouldn't have gone in the corner. That was a mistake.
Well, I'm used to having a little bit more forgiveness.
Yeah, well,
I know those days are over.
yeah, that shit's done. You're fighting for your life now.
You gotta go back to baby mode.
Gotta go back to baby mode. What's I gonna say? We've talked about this before, but so Mike and I have, but there's things in this game where so when you level up, you can level the guns up, or you can get like upgrades to you're slightly faster, or you have more HP, or whatever. But after you get your guns level 5, you can see the notches there on the side, like a gun. Mike was like upgrade. You get 5, like when you get every 5 levels, you get like a special thing where it's like you shoot 2 bullets, or the grenades split into 3, or the grenades explode bigger, or the bullets bounce off of walls.
modifiers for your
They're like,
gun.
yeah, and so they're called overclocks, and they're a big deal. They're very useful. They're great, but like the problem is that it's like you unlock a gun, and then it's like, oh, can I overclock it right away? No, you need to go into a run and get the gun to level 12, and for the rest of then you unlock it permanently. But for the rest of that run, you can't get overclocks. So it's like there's no, so it's like not, and you can't get overclocks to begin with. So it's like you just have a shitty form of the weapon, and then you get it to 12, and then the rest of that run, it's like, well, now I just have one of my guns is like permanently shitty.
You kind
So
of have
it's
to
like-
throw a run away almost.
Exactly.
To get
How
the
long is a
overclocks for
run of
weapons.
this?
I mean, like
Well,
20 minutes.
It can
Not
be
bad.
pretty short if all you do is get one gun to level 12 and then die.
That's also true, yeah.
That's what
So here, look, I just
wondered
made,
how
I
long
just
it
got my
takes to
Subato
do that.
120 to get my first overclock. So I can either give it damage debuff and then buff all my other weapons, but I'm not going to do that because my goal right now is to try and get it to level 25. So this is going to be my best
Yeah,
gun
just
by
do the
far.
balance.
So
yeah.
we'll just, the balance one's boring. Some of the overclocks are really fun. Some of them have like really big impact on how the guns act and behave. So Alex complains about the basic turrets that the engineer has, but I love when you get the overclock for them, because there's one overclock that makes them follow you around.
Yeah, I got that one the other day, and I was like, actually, this
Isn't it
one's
the
pretty
risk of
good.
rain turrets?
Yeah, literally,
yeah, maybe.
No, they literally, having played Risk of Rain, yes. Like, as engineer a lot, and then, yeah. That one was pretty good. But I still don't like it, because you still have to stop to them, so. If you're gonna do it, that's the way to do it.
So I'm new to Hazard 4, and I'm distracted when I'm talking. I don't think I'm making very good decisions right now, but my general way of playing this game is that I try to move as much as I can. I try to mine as much as I can. I'm always trying to get the deposits of gold and nitra, because not only you can use them to buy upgrades, but you also get experience just for mining them out. So
Yep. That's the way to do it.
Where's the downside?
the downside is that it slows you down.
Yeah, it
and
takes
as you can
time.
As you can see, there's 100,000 monsters currently following me around. So slowing down is not always the greatest idea. I do have the driller, who is the best at digging. So that's nice.
Can you dig it?
I can. Oh no, there's a hole there. I have definitely lost a couple runs because I misjudged like where the edge of the map was.
Yeah.
And I just wound up walking into a corner and then realizing I had no way out.
There's also, like, if you saw Mike was mining, like, a neon green thing there, that's, like, resource that you use for, like, your long-term upgrades. Like, outside of the run, you can get, like, increase your damage permanently and stuff like that. So there's sort of like a, yeah, I agree. Acid or fire?
Well, so I just made this gun an acid gun, and the reason why I chose acid is because I also have an acid
That's
grenade. So now I might be able to get bonuses later on that up all my acid damage.
Yeah, once you have 2 of a weapon type, you'll start getting upgrades that are like increase that type of damage. So it's like, yeah. Oh, you did it. Good job.
So the good news is I beat the boss. The bad news is I now have to get through this giant horde of monsters, and I only have about 20 seconds to get to the drop pod, which is not ideal. Now, if I'm moving fast enough, I will sometimes make little detours to pick up experience, but I'm kind of a slow character right now, so I'm just gonna kill this poor little loot bug. So we are seeing if we can get 550
13
gold.
seconds. You got there with 12 seconds to spare. You need to be brave, Mike. You need some bravery.
I should have been braver. So since I found a bunch of gold and nitro, I can do some upgrades while I'm here. I'm gonna try to upgrade my main gun with this epic reload speed buff, and then I can decide if I want like character buffs, which is what you spend your gold on. So I mean, more armor is not a bad idea. Healing half my life is probably not a bad idea, considering I ate a bag of hell on that last one. So, and you can spend 5 to reroll, which I think is often worth doing. $5 is not a lot of dollars in this game.
Get to work.
There's some good ones.
You've generally also got like a little side mission on each floor. So like my side mission right now is to pick up the mushrooms. I don't like this one because you have to get 12 mushrooms to get your bonus, whereas like some of the other ones, it's easier, it's less work.
I don't mind this one at all. It just means you have to move around a lot, which is what I'm doing anyway. The one that I don't like is Orkite. Orkite takes a long time to mine. Like it takes longer than other resources, meaning you have to stay still for a long time. And I don't like that.
I'm starting to see the problem with that on Hazard 4. On Hazard 3, it never felt like too punitive, but
yeah, no.
Hazard 4 things is different.
Yeah.
I tried Hazard 5 earlier, and things is even more different on that.
I like Hazard. Alright, it's fucked up. It's good. There's a running theme with me in video games. I don't know if you've noticed, but when it's fucked up, I'm like, hell yeah.
I mean, speaking of, it's good. This game, I think, is pretty good. I've had a lot of fun with it so far, and some occasional frustration. I have had a couple runs that ended because of like buggy glitches and stuff.
I think I've had like 2 crashes, but for an early access game, it feels pretty like fully formed to me.
Oh yeah,
it's
very nice.
Like,
I think it's the right template of early access, which is that all the basic stuff is here, and they're just gonna add more variety as time goes on, which is kind of like the Hades model, right? Like the game is here, the game works, it's great, and with time, there's gonna add more stages, more characters, more items. I need to find gold.
yeah, that's true.
Ooh, damage and potency for all acid, or upgrade this gun. Well,
the mission
all
is
that
to do the
acid
gun.
already, right?
So,
yeah, I know.
Perfect for my build.
Does Vampire Survivors have the thing that sucks all of the EXP in the level to your character?
It's an item you can find in the level.
Okay. It is one of the most satisfying things in any video game I've played this year, is picking up a magnet and just having 100 billion EXP things fly into your character.
yeah, I've played a few games in the, I don't know, I forget what there's another name for it, but I forget what it was, but I thought it was stupid. But auto shooter, that's the name that I think is, I don't like it.
I'm shooting automatic.
Listen, because here's the other option. Bullet Heaven. Instant upgrade.
I suppose. This is very fucked.
Because you are the bullet hell. Like,
that's a good point. I can't argue your point.
but I've played a few games in this genre at this point, and I like it. It's fun, like mindless fun, right? But this one I like that there's like the push and pull of like, do I become stronger, or do I make my gun stronger, or do I mine like the thing that will help me for this run? or do I like go mine the thing that will help me overall? And I mean, like obviously, like the goal is to do all these things, but you kind of have to like shift your priorities sometimes based on like how fucked you are in the stage. So it's fun, and there's all these, and the characters are different. Once you start upgrading once you level up your characters and you get new guns, like it's like right there's the stream, the scout that had access to light guns. So like once you unlock a light gun or gunner, you'll have that on this scout. So like things like that, like where you start finding synergies, where it's like, oh, like the driller that was the fire and acid weapons. If you unlock a fire and acid weapon on gunner or engineer or something, that driller will have that, like, because they have access to fire and acid weapons. It's a fire and acid weapon. So it's like once you start coming up with like unlocking more stuff, you start coming up with like really weird shit that and yeah, it's fun. It's neat.
This works.
The unlock ramp is pretty long, even now. I feel like I've played.
I
20
actually
hours of this
disagree.
game. Okay. How many
Well,
hours do you think it should take to unlock all this stuff?
I've put 40 hours into this game and I'm almost done. I have almost everything. So that's like not that long,
Yeah.
I think.
I feel like 40 hours is a fairly lengthy.
I mean, 40. I guess 40 hours is a pretty sizable amount for a game, but for a game that you're supposed to like play over and over again, like I feel like that's not too bad. Like it could be longer. I don't, but I guess it would be kind of boring if it was that. If it's like long.
There is a bit of a balancing to it, because we were talking about this at the Hades 2 release the other time. It's like I played probably 40 hours of Hades 1, and there's entire subsystems in that game I did not unlock in that time.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, guys, thanks for holding something back for the hardcore players, but come on, like.
I don't know.
That-
Do you
that's
really
too
feel like
far.
you were missing out though?
Well, I had a really hard time with the final boss fight in that game, and I could only ever win it with ranged weapons, so I really felt like I needed one more thing to kind of give me a fighting chance.
I have 27.4 hours in Hades 1, and I think I got to like, and that's perfect. I'm like, yeah, I don't need to do more than that. Like I remember Anthony was like getting up to
He
like
played like 100 hours.
He played so much of the game. Like he got up to like 39 minutes, and I was like, dude, I got to like 4.
How many hours with Final Fantasy 14 you played?
Don't worry about that.
Okay.
We're not talking about that.
I mean,
Okay.
that's like a separate thing. This is
How many hours with
apples-
Helldivers 2 have you played in the last
I'm-
month?
I must be at 200. Not the last month.
I'll take it.
Probably
the game's
200.
only
Oh, I'm
been
at
out for like a month.
199.5.
Right.
Damn.
I mean, the game hasn't even been out that long.
Oh yeah, now we're talking.
And also, and Hades has way more stuff to do in it than Helldivers does.
Yeah, but Helldivers is more fun in a thing. That's why I like. I said to me.
For you. Yeah, for you.
I didn't. Yeah, say objectively. Because like I think if you're talking about gameplay systems, yeah, that's kind of why I've cooled off so much lately. Is because it's like, well, I have literally everything unlocked, and
Yeah, I mean, that game's not really designed to play for...
That obsessively,
yeah.
that
Yeah, and so, but it is like a quote unquote live service thing, so they're gonna keep adding stuff to it. There's like the new mission coming in like a day or two probably. We'll see what that's about.
Come
But
and get me, you disgusting slime.
Yeah, I mean, I'm at 50 hours, and I'm kind of like... I'll play it with you guys, but that's it. But, I mean, I pretty much have only played that game with y'all, so...
I'm not scared of you.
I know I have not technically seen everything in Helldivers 2, but it does feel like I've seen a lot of
You've
what there
seen
is.
pretty much everything there is to see. You've seen a Bios Titan.
This works.
I have.
Have
I've
you-
shot
did you
it with my
see the
Quasar cannon.
people
in the
walking-
factory strider.
Yeah. You may not have seen that.
I think I've seen like 1 or 2 factories.
no, we
right?
did it because Mike and I were doing. I think he was like, I haven't seen it before, and then we like did a mission that was
Oh,
like blowing
okay.
up. Save it! Save it! Save it! Save it! No,
I'm fighting the
Mike.
boss.
This works. I
how-
want it.
You wait till the end. You wait till you have a bunch of XP sitting on the floor everywhere.
I'm
Then
fighting the
you do it.
boss. I'm
An
close to the
amateur
end of the
hour
level.
over here. No, you wait till the end of the level.
Right.
You get as much
Well,
as
I-
you can.
I didn't know if I was still going to be in the area at the end of the level.
Just go back.
Work fast, miner.
You just don't stray too far from where it is. You just kind
Alright,
of stay
fair
near
enough.
it.
One
Yeah.
thing that I really like in this game is the exploding bugs. I don't know if this is just lifted straight about Vampire Survivors or not.
This is lifted straight from Deep Rock.
Yeah.
Right, but I think that it's really fun to kind of kite them and try and pop the exploding bug to thin out the crowds.
It is, yeah.
Grandpa taught me this.
It's also why I hate using weapons, because when they're frozen, you can't do that. It's like, we're in a perfect
True.
spot.
True.
You buck down.
It's like you're removing one of your greatest advantages.
Yeah. That said, I have had good runs in cold ones, but, like,
This is
it's not my thing.
Gotta move it, Miner. The bugs are gunning for you.
I've decided that I want to try and unlock overclocks for the freeze drone.
Oh, speaking of which, you're using cold.
I am. So this guy, the version of the scout that I'm playing has a decent chance to dodge attacks, and when you do dodge an attack, you get this insane speed buff. It's really fun.
Objective completed.
Oh, yeah, that's pretty good.
Get there now.
The only problem with it is that at least, like, I don't want to get hit, so it's not like I'm intentionally kiting and trying to get attacked. Look, I'm being greedy just for you, Alex.
Is the guy that makes platforms and the thing? Can you do that?
Engineer? Yeah. He doesn't
yeah,
make
the engineer's great.
platforms, though, but
He makes
he's here.
turrets.
Well, that's not what I asked, I guess.
Taking you to
He's here, you just
I
you
guess
can't do
specifically I
anything
wanted
with
to-
It's a
platforms.
2D game, so it doesn't really have a lot of
Yeah.
use for floating platforms.
There's
I
no
mean,
grappling
you
hook,
could-
there's no
You could,
platform.
go out over the edge, right?
Epic upgrade.
Yes.
That's a
That would actually be pretty useful
Would be
in some
pretty
situations.
useful, yeah.
We've got work
I feel like
to
that
do
would
and
just be
quotas to
busted.
meet. You have your objectives.
Well, you have to be limited in how many of those you have, right?
Yeah.
You know, you could use them to hop over a gap once in a while or something. I don't know.
Same as the grappling hook.
The game doesn't have active abilities because it is in the Vampire Survivors kind of mold, right? You're just literally just walking around. Oh,
Could
look,
be
here's the
enough.
loot snail guy. I don't know what this guy is. I don't think I have a good enough loadout to get this guy right now.
The closest thing there is in this game to like active abilities is how abilities are triggered. Like some are, like the gun that I was using before, the Sabata, shoots behind you, and then there's some that shoot in front of you and things like that. And like the turrets drop when you stay
that's just
still.
That's just like
Swarm
Vampire
detected.
Survivors.
Get ready. They'll be with you shortly. Well done. You got them all.
Yeah, that's or anything where
Ah.
you just not. Maybe it's good. Also, they've updated guns.
I can definitely feel like I've been falling behind on these last two runs. You know, sometimes you got what you need and you're holding your own, you're keeping pace. Other times it feels like little by little I'm losing ground. And that is another one of the kind of annoying things about trying to unlock like overclocks for a gun is like I'm sinking all my resources into this one gun
Good, it shoots better.
as opposed to
Everyone knows
picking the
that.
stuff that I think will perhaps give me the best chance of actually winning.
Yeah.
I mean,
But it does give you a lot of ways to make a run
gives you
successful
a
even
goal
if you don't get to the
instead
end.
of just
They
trying
give-
to finish a run. Just kinda
Yeah, I
like
was gonna say like the
this.
reason why they do it this way is to just extend the life of the game, but it just feels kind of shitty like when you're doing it. But
I really want. Oh, damn it! I really want an upgrade for my mines. Fucking hell!
I'm growing stronger.
I need one more
always
upgrade.
mind this guy.
You ugly son of a bitch.
Okay, I'm down to 9 hit
Supplies
points.
blocked. Get the landing zone clear.
Bad time. One of the nice things is you gain some health back every time you level up.
You push stuff out.
Well, don't look good for me right now.
Just look the right. You haven't explored the right yet. Oh,
I know, 'cause I really just want to gain a level and get an upgrade for my frost thing.
oh, yeah.
There we
This
go.
one shoots me fast.
All right, I've unlocked overclocks for the cryo guards, so so even if I die now, at least I've made some kind of permanent progress. But I do really enjoy the different like goals that they give you. Like, they do get interesting and difficult as you go on, especially the higher level ones. Like that one that I had mine 550 gold. It sounds pretty straightforward, but it's actually pretty hard to get that much gold in a single run. To start getting creative as you go along.
Some of the level 5 ones I feel like are kind of just like, come on, because like one of them is have 4 plasma weapons unlocked, and so if you
Yeah.
start to level the classes up, the plasma weapons are kind of like later for most of the weapon classes. So okay, fine, like you get like 3 plasma weapons, no problem. But then like what class has like you'd have to start with a plasma weapon, right? Or have a gun that can upgrade into a plasma weapon. So none of the classes have a starting plasma weapon. So you can't do that. So that means you have to have a weapon that can upgrade into plasma and then get that upgrade when you do it. You know what I mean? And it's like, well,
Right,
can't
and you may need to
guarantee
re-roll
that.
to get that upgrade.
Yeah, so it's like it's just RNG. Like whether you can literally like have a gun that can upgrade into it, and then
never see that upgrade.
and never see that upgrade. So it's like, luckily the game's pretty good about like, so if I like pick a second plasma weapon and then a third plasma weapon, it's like, oh, I think I get what you're trying to do, and then if I overclock like the next time that first weapon, then it will usually be there, but it's not guaranteed. And it's not guaranteed that you'll get it for those second, third, and fourth weapons, so you might need to roll it a bunch, so you won't always have the gold. So it's like, I mean, well, you can, but you'd have to save, like, I have to save, because what if I have to roll, like, 6 times to get the plasma weapon? It's like, this sucks. Like, it's honestly, it's really just the plasma one that's... Is there a class that starts with acid? There's one that's 4
I mean,
acid.
I had a bad time with the... Was it the one where I had to get, like, one of the frost grenade up to a super high level, which meant I had to upgrade it constantly, and it kind of sucks as a weapon.
Yeah.
So that was not, like, the most fun run. But, I don't know. I like being forced to play the game different ways. These challenges. Like, yes, it extends the longevity, but I think it also gives you different... It gives you incentives to try things you wouldn't try otherwise.
Yeah, it's true.
Gimme, gimme, gimme.
It's really just like
Like-
those last ones that I'm just like, dude, I don't know.
It's like good achievements. Remember when achievements were new and like people were like, what's the point of these things? And then Valve would come up with like a bunch of really cool achievements for their games and be like, this is what everyone should be doing, but no one is.
Objective completed.
So this is the lava world, by the way, and it's got hot lava and it hurts to walk on it. It doesn't hurt very much to walk on it, so it's generally a better
only
plan to
2.
walk on the lava than to get hit by an enemy.
Yeah.
And I really appreciate the variety of builds you can get in this game, because like some of the chunky, what's the heavy guy called? The gunner. Some of the chunky gunner builds can make it so that you really don't take a lot of damage from like little guys. So you can kind of walk with impunity through the little bugs as long as you stay away from the scarier ones because you have so much armor.
Big swarm detected. Buggerman, get ready.
Fortunately, I do not have that armor, and I cannot walk with impunity. Oh, no, this is a very bad place to be. Go, go, go. I don't really know where I'm going.
Thing that's fun to do is like the big green guys can dig, so like you kind of bait them into doing your mining for you. Highly recommend that.
Have I found? I can't remember if I've been alerted to the drop pod or not in this level, but you know
It'll be on the top. I can't see it; it's cut off on the YouTube screen. But like where it says "draw out the elite," like there'll be like a little thing there. The drop pod is one of those.
Well, I don't have a check mark. Is that?
Yeah, there's
Oh,
no
okay.
check.
Okay, when it got there, that means that they... Okay, so they did give me the heads up. The drop pod usually is in an area that has a bunch of stuff on the ground, and you have to kind of mine it out if you want to get the bonus. And then it drops in and does just a ton of damage to whatever it lands on.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if it'll one-shot any regular boss, but... Oh, that was good. That was very
Yeah, I think it
satisfying.
will. Pretty sure it will. Yeah, that's always good when you get the chain. I think it will. It doesn't kill the final... Well, I don't know about the final boss, but the original final boss, it just did damage to, like, and it was a bunch, but it didn't kill them.
Overclock says it's time to kill.
2 cold weapons.
No, well, I have 2 electrical weapons. I
Oh, you
decided
do.
I'd
Yeah,
just
that's
stick
right.
with
Yeah,
that.
yeah. Forgot you had the stubby. Stubby's good.
That's a no-brainer.
Yeah, I'm not expecting a lot out of this run just because I wasted all my upgrades on the cryo drones, but... Potency...
This is my
The
pick.
goal isn't to win, it's just to...
Well, I mean, I've already kind of achieved
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
best goal. Oh no, I don't even hate this boss. This is a new boss that was added really recently, and it sucks.
I was gonna say, is it the one that pukes? And then I saw like a big stream of green, and I was like, yep, sure is.
Think you could kill me? Well, think again.
I mean, I'm playing the Scout, which is probably the best class for dealing with this, because at least I can get away when he starts to vomit everywhere. Oh, there's the drop pod down here. Let's see if we can do some damage with the drop pod. Oh geez, everything's exploding. Oh yeah, I'm very low on health, but I'm moving really fast. stand here right now. Wish
Oh,
I
he's
had a
in
little
a-
more,
Yeah.
a little bit more health. All right, so now I've cleaned out enough ground with the drop pod. The drop, but I'm gonna die, so I don't know about this.
Tell my mates. I love them.
It was a real Hail Mary that I was going for there. But at least I unlocked the Cryo Guard upgrades. New class mod unlocked. Sharpshooter. Oh, it's my first time getting the new scout class. We should
Yeah,
check
that
out.
one's good. It's it has higher crit chance when it
It's a
crits. It does
sauté
like a
type of day. Just
It is good.
breathtaking,
All
isn't
right,
it?
2,000 blocks of rock and stone. And
Hazard 4 just
Stone.
feels right.
I need to take a recon scout to do that one.
that's
But
the one
whatever,
you
we're
were
gonna
just doing.
I know. We're gonna do sharpshooter. Release a shrapnel explosion when doing overkill damage. Oh, fun. Good for crowd control.
Does this have all the dumb character customization shit that the other one
No.
did?
Not yet. I'm sure it'll have a lot of that later. If nothing else, it'll be a way for them to monetize the game further.
Yeah.
It does have a button that I need to start pressing.
Gonna snipe some bugs.
Is that a rock and stone button?
We're sending you in to take out a dreadnought. Get it done, Miner. We're all counting on you.
Yes, it is the dedicated rock and
Rock
stone
me
button.
like a stone.
Does it?
Rock. Yeah, the
Up there from the
Y button?
beginning, I think.
Stone.
What button?
the button on top of an Xbox controller. My brain is poisoned and I have no idea what the button names are anymore.
Why? Yeah.
What button is that on computer?
You played this with a mouse and keyboard?
Yeah, why not? But I do
That's-
both.
That's gross.
That's
It's just
horrible.
literally WASD. What's the? That's it.
You have
You
analog.
don't have
control,
analog
You can move at an
control,
angle.
though. Yeah.
You definitely move an angle. Like if I want.
Yeah,
wanna
45-degree
You
angle.
can only move in 8 directions.
It has not been a problem at all.
Okay.
I do not understand.
I do play on both, but I didn't know there was rock and stone.
Listen, you do whatever you want, but
Like I said, it literally hasn't been a problem.
It obviously does.
also that's fucking stupid.
Listen, y'all play Helldivers on controller. You
Yeah,
gonna talk to me?
it's a third-person shooter. You play
Yeah,
those with
so it's a
controllers.
shooter, so you should play with the mouse.
Nope.
As God intended.
That doesn't sound fun at all.
Yeah. Not a third-person shooter. You don't.
Make a difference.
Oh yeah, it makes a huge difference because you have to be in control of your body position in a way you don't in first-person shooters. Listen, it's almost
here.
fucking impossible to wall bounce with a mouse and keyboard, Alex.
I will
There it
give
is.
you
Go
that.
fuck
I will
There
give
it
you
is.
that. I will give you that.
Third-person shooters.
Anyway, so that's what this game is. I think it's really fun. I've been very happy with it since I got it. Played a lot of it. Looking forward to seeing more updates. I really do think that the fact that you're kind of dealing with the terrain makes it kind of more interesting to me than just a pure Vampire Survivors.
I've only played a couple of rounds on the Steam Deck, but it seems pretty cool.
I do think that you need to unlock a lot of stuff for this game to get really more interesting. Like, I still don't know about the overclocks. I'm really not sure that they should have made you unlock those.
Think you could kill me? Well, think
Or
again.
maybe they should start you with like one and let you unlock the other ones as you kind of use the weapon more or something. I don't know, but
Is there
I
a
could-
lot for every weapon, or
yeah, there's a bunch. You
have
can
to
and
unlock
like I
each
said,
one?
some of them are really fun and do like lots of really cool stuff. Like
Legendary upgrade.
one of my favorite ones is the flamethrower beam, which is just like 2 flamethrowers that kind of orbit around your character. They just kind of spin slowly, and you can upgrade them to the point where you have 6 beams going in all directions at all times.
Yeah,
You
it's
can-
pretty good.
Let's see, balance. Okay, I can knock back or I can do damage and reload. Honestly, I'm less interested in knockback and more just
This is
wanna
gonna
kill
change
stuff. So
everything.
anyway, so that's this game. It's great. It's fun. I'm playing it right now. What else is going on?
I rarely pick one of these.
how much?
I
How
don't know.
much?
You're playing it.
I played an hour of Lorelei with the laser eyes, or
Yeah, you
Annabelle.
seem pretty high on that.
Choice.
Yeah,
I've played about an hour of that as well.
it's like
I've heard that's a real
it's
notebook
like
game.
Resident Evil that's only puzzles. Imagine The Witness, but instead of a first-person game, it's like a Resident Evil game.
How annoyed should I be by the creator?
I don't know. I haven't heard anything from that.
He
person
hasn't
yet,
stepped
so-
in front of the curtain, so
Also, haven't heard anything from the creator of The Witness in a long time because I'm not on social media shit anymore. So
Well, don't worry about what you haven't heard about.
Nexus Dude says this looks like Vampire Survivors meets Minecraft. It's Vampire Survivors meets Deep Rock Galactic.
Yeah, you're pretty close.
I'll take it.
Yeah.
It's not an accident. That's what they were going for.
but I don't know if Lorelei has
Got it right between the eyes.
like that second layer kind of stuff that like Void Stranger and The Witness and Fez and Tunic had.
I'm gonna
or if
theorize
more
that
of-
it doesn't, but
Yeah, it seems like it's more of like a straight up, like Oprah did, kind of a like you know what you're gonna get when you go into the thing. But
Sounds pretty good. I didn't know what I was going to get when I went to Open Den.
speaking of new things relevant to Mike's interest, perhaps,
Perhaps.
is I'm gonna say the right name. Duck Detective, The Secret Salami.
Duck Detective: The Secret Salon.
So remember in Curse of the Golden Idol when you like wandered around and looked at stuff and found words and then you
It shoots
assembled them
better. Everyone
into
knows that.
things explaining what happened,
Mad Libs.
what's happening.
Crime solving Mad Libs.
Yeah. Yep. How would you like to do that, but with a duck detective?
what
I
if
mean, I might
what
like
if
to do
Mike you had to do deductions?
That is what they call them, D-duck.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
Also, there are insane duck facts on the loading menu.
Taking
The
your
loading
Is there anything
screens.
about the
I feel like I know a lot more about ducks than I wanted to already.
Yeah, but
is there
these
anything
are
about the
fake.
shape of certain duck organs.
No,
More options.
Well, what's
it's
even-
like
Well, then what
when
the
you
fuck
drop
is
a
this
duck,
game?
they always face
I'll
north.
take this one.
I mean, that's
Oh, so the trombone champ school of
Exactly.
made-up factoids. This does sound of interest to me, but
Let's get out of
the-
here.
there's
I've played
so
a little
many-
bit of
there's-
it so far.
There's
so
so
I don't
many
know.
of these like puzzle games going on right now. What is
Yep.
happening? Like, I literally just rolled credits on Animal Well, which was great. I had a really good time with Animal Well. Amazing vibes. That game has just got the greatest vibes.
Agreed.
And now there's this Lorelei and the laser eyes, and now I'm a duck detective. And
I
it's
mean,
like-
there was a, I think it's over, but there was
there was
a,
a bundle you could get all three.
yeah, there was a bundle, but there was also a
I don't need
cerebral-
3 of these games.
cerebral puzzling fest thing that was going
Yeah.
on.
Oh,
so
boy.
you could also buy it by itself. I'm trying to find.
That's what I'm trying to say. Is I need at most one puzzle game at a time.
Fight for
Sure.
your life. The big swarm is approaching.
Listen,
I-
we're just putting some things on the table, you know.
Yeah,
You can always throw them into your wish list. And
my witch list. And there's also
Right.
Asian games that I want to play.
Supplies can't land.
Okay, this is a very bad scene that I'm in right
Gotta
now.
get out of there, man.
There is no out of here.
Get out of
There's no out. I'm on a peninsula.
there. Use your grappling hook.
I just got completely
Use your grappling
by
hook.
by the map design and or by my not paying enough attention to the map design.
so the cerebral puzzle showcase ends in 14 hours,
So I can still buy a bundle of 3 games that I don't have time to play.
or you
Oh,
can just
yeah.
buy the one game.
Well, I should look into it when we're done here.
You should look into it. Let me see. Do.
This is perfect for my build.
Door.
Get out of here.
Never felt better.
But yes, I'm definitely interested in these things. I mean, like I was saying to Kurt earlier, I rolled credits on Animal Well. There's a lot more that I could do, but I'm not entirely convinced that I will right now.
Here,
I had a really
click
good
all the
time with it.
eggs or
Played it for
whatever.
7 hours, and I'm not sure that I want to spend like 20 more hours digging through and trying to find all the stuff. You know, like
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm not sure I want to spoil the good vibes. We'll see.
I think that is a fair assessment to make at this point.
How do you feel about this upgrade, Alex? You get 30% critical chance, double critical damage, but you lose 30% damage on regular attacks.
I think that one's good.
Dial it in.
But it depends on like what your
Duck Detective
going
is
on.
currently 10% off. You just buy it by itself.
And
$9
6 months will
$9
be half off, probably.
Potentially.
Also, I just bought another game. I just started playing Stonekeeper, which is an extremely Mike game.
Mm.
That is an extremely
I own
light
that.
game. I'm actually surprised you didn't play that like when it came out.
No, like I said,
This
there's a time
upgrade's
for
gonna
everything.
change my
Yeah, no, I
Right.
just surprised it didn't come
There's
up.
actually there's like it turns out there's like 10 million games that are kind of like that. So
It's got mining, it's got tower defense, it's got roguelike. It definitely does feel like it was designed with my DNA sample or something.
Designed in a lab to appeal to Mike.
that's some nice pixel art.
I had a really good time with it for a couple of runs, and then I unlocked the second character, which is extremely confusing to play. And I can't quite decide if I think that's cool or just a little overwhelming and annoying.
This is my pick.
Can't you just keep playing as the first character?
I can. I am this weird point where intellectually I'm like, I think I've kind of seen what this game has to offer, but also I really love playing it when I sit down and play it, so
Came better for
I don't know. My head is saying I should stop, and my heart is saying, yeah, but, you know, dig some more, get some more gems.
Yeah.
Shoot some guys.
It's a little extra special. One down.
Yeah, I think I thought that.
I could definitely have
Your hit.
shown off a little better if I hadn't just made it to the next difficulty level, and I'm starting playing for the first time on Hazard 4. So I'm kind of not doing my best today. I like the guns that do massive damage up close.
Die, creep.
That's good.
Well done. Objective completed. Drop pod has arrived. Get there now. It will leave without
Damage
you.
and knockback. I mean, I did the regular overclock last time. We'll try the knockback one. Maybe it's fun. Who knows? I wanted something a little goofier
For what gun?
for the sniper rifle.
Oh,
These are-
yeah.
These are identical. I don't even know why I'm debating which of these I want to take. They're literally the same thing.
This works. You ugly.
One is kinetic and one is projectile damage.
And they all apply to the exact same weapon, so there's literally no
Okay.
difference between them.
Okay.
Ah. I'm just realizing now that I need
Gotta
like
move on,
just the
Miner.
tiniest
The
bit of
drop
gold,
pod
and I'm
will
not
head
gonna
out
get it.
momentarily.
Okay, get off my ramp. Get off my ramp. Damn it.
Next time I'll show those bugs who is the boss.
So yeah, great game, fun game. Maybe that's all I had to say about it for now.
Nice.
So,
Ah,
Rest in peace.
playing
I don't
right
know.
now,
I mean,
and it is hard. Oh, I need to get out.
I guess I'll fire up one more run. We've only been streaming for 42 minutes. Someone find something else to talk about, since I think I've kind of said my piece on.
Crystalline
I have to go to the bathroom, but I'll
Okay.
figure
Oh,
it
that
out.
is something to talk
Okay,
about.
bye.
I haven't played that
Talk
game.
about.
Tell me about it.
All right, we're gonna try to mine 2,000
How
blocks.
many
Eric will
players
now
is
be
it?
playing Try Not to Shit Your
Return
Pants.
in time for sandwiches and
Whatever the hell the
beers.
name of that game
You
is.
can do this.
Don't shit your
alone.
pants.
Don't Shit Your Pants.
What was it?
Shit
Those are
your
the people
pants
who went on to
simulator.
make the Rogue Legacy games. Is that right?
Yeah.
There's a little bit of that sense of humor in those games, for sure.
I'll take it.
Status effect damage. I don't care about that.
Yes, please.
It can be tough sometimes to, you know, like some of the upgrades are really good because they work across all your weapons. You're like, great, this will make you stronger, but they also won't get you any closer to unlocking your overclocks, and
Yeah.
you really want some overclocks, especially early on.
Hell yes.
So 2,000 blocks of rocket stone, up to 78. I got a good feeling. You need to average 400 per level.
Jesus. Yeah, that one you can get pretty quick if you just take the driller and just like nuts.
Go Wheel Driller number 1.
Shit.
I feel like flamethrower turrets. Apparently the most popular weapon in the game is the flamethrower turret, so
Yeah, I don't understand that.
Exemplary work. You've achieved your objective. in
can't be
record
that
time.
bad, right?
Take that!
It's okay.
Never felt better.
Hello, bugs. Come on, guys. Get squished. Get squished.
Squash.
Coming, sucker!
Ooh, I like just more health. I really like getting life regen from when you upgrade, when you get levels.
Yeah.
It's a good feeling.
This is perfect for my build.
Percent critical damage. Don't mind if it do.
Sure. The ones that just give you like a weapon level upgrade are also like kind of they're both good and bad.
No,
They don't actually-
they are purely good in my opinion.
But they don't do anything, right?
They get you closer to overclocks, which are better. Like I think that's the key, is to get as many weapons as overclocked as quickly as possible.
I guess maybe. Some weapons do get insanely more useful when they're overclocked.
Yeah, it's like how in Vampire Survivors, it's like the thing is like get weapon combos as soon as
The
possible.
evolutions or the
Yeah, here it's like get overclocks as soon as possible. Get weapons as soon as possible and get them overclocked as soon as possible. But like I know what you mean, because sometimes it's like, yeah, you're just like, this is not that useful. Bad shape.
One of these is offering me 25% damage, and the other is offering me 2 levels, and like, oh,
Yeah.
which one of those is better?
I would take the 2 levels every time, but I would be like, damn it, I wish, like, damn it.
But it's a cool tension that they built into the game that way.
Yeah, it's true. That's what I like about it. It feels like the decisions you make as you're playing are more impactful. Like I said, like it's like, do I go for the thing that will help me like level up my like meta stats, or do I go for the thing that helps me now? Rockets set the ground on fire. Yeah, I think so.
Rockets? You got rockets?
Yeah, Gunner gets rockets later.
You know, I have spent very little time playing the Gunner. I think he's my lowest level class right now.
I started playing him early, but yeah, I think he fell off.
Oh no.
Right now. This one's thing is like get to, I think it's level 60 with Gunner.
Ooh, plus 10% mining speed for my driller.
Yeah, 60 with Gunner, but I haven't seen any EXP upgrades. I don't know if I'm gonna do it. But whatever, we'll try. That's not engine knockback. Let's
Nothing
go.
like a nice warm fire.
My scanner is overloading, miner. Get a move on.
I'm just digging through random blocks while I wait to kill the boss. Oh, that's nice.
Drop pod has arrived. Get there before the timer runs out. Drop pod is not going to hang around.
Rutro Raggy.
Raggy indeed.
Diving deeper. Taking you to stage 2.
What do we got here? EXP gain.
Feels like a brand new gun.
I really like pickup radius. That's one that
I literally just picked pick up radius.
I'm gonna be the best survivor.
It is good. It's well, so like there's another thing, right? Is like, do you take the percentage of EXP that you can get, or do you, so like how much you get when you pick up a block, or do you take like pickup radius, which makes it easier to actually pick up blocks so that you get like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, well, knowing me, it's better to have the pickup radius because I'm going to get myself killed otherwise trying to sneak in and grab the
Yeah.
EXP pellets.
it's just one of those things where it's like I said, like it making decisions and it feels like more interesting than, you know, some of the other games in this.
Yeah, I guess what it comes down to is I really feel like they had a reason for making this game. Like, it's not just a cheap cash-in on, like, the Vampire Survivors model. It really feels like they put a lot of thought into the different systems they applied to Deep Rock.
Load up.
So like right now, it's I have a green, which is plus 5% damage all weapons. Okay, well, the next one is all kinetic damage. I have 4 kinetic weapons, and it's 15%. So obviously that's just a better option.
Sure is.
And then, but then the next one is 2 levels on a gun, which is close to its last overclock. So, overclock. So 15% for 4 weapons, I think, is better, and that's what I'm gonna do. But like those 2
But
levels,
like,
that's pretty.
pros
If
to
it
all
was,
of those.
yeah, well, the 5%
Well, not one.
one. Yeah, I was gonna say in this specific case, but if they weren't all kinetic, that 5% one would have an advantage because it's like it would be like 50. If I had 2 kinetic and 2 like fire, it's like, well, okay, do I take 15% on 2 weapons or 5% on 4 weapons, or do I just like level a weapon up by 2, or do I re-roll and just fucking who knows what? The answer
Anything
is
could happen.
anything. Yeah.
I will say I also have a real love for the upgrades that make your beam weapons longer.
Yeah.
The ones that make the flame
range
just shoot
ones.
farther. That's a good
Yeah.
time.
Might as well.
All right, now that Eric's back, I guess I can talk about my other favorite
Back.
subject of the week,
Tell
which
me.
is the Archipelago Randomizer.
Oh yeah.
I've been fascinated by randomizers ever since I discovered the one that mixes Super Metroid and Link to the Past together. Just because that's such a weird thing.
Yeah.
And I played a couple rounds of it, and I think secretly I love the idea of randomizers probably more than I actually like
I rarely pick one of
playing them.
these.
Because playing randomizers can give like the good part of playing a randomizer is coming up with like overcoming really tough challenges that you wouldn't have to face normally, right? Like,
Or just
oh, I
giving
got to this
you-
boss and I only have like half the stuff that I normally have, or
Yeah.
the opposite, whereas like I'm super duper overpowered because I got this end game item really early in the game and just
Yeah. Or
stealing
just-
everything.
Just
And both of those
giving
are really
you
fun.
an excuse to play a game you've played 1,000 times with a slightly different flavor.
Yeah, and both of those can be really fun. But the thing that I try not to admit to myself is that the kind of connective tissue in randomizers is a whole lot of just walking around hoping that you find something, even if you know the game pretty well.
Cowabunga!
And so I decided to try this Archipelago thing, which is very interesting because it takes one of my favorite things about the Super Metroid Link to the Past randomizer, which is just the weirdness of having these two games mushed together, and then lets you kind of extend that out to a whole bunch of other games.
Paint my nails to match it.
It's a
Oh,
very
turtles will follow you
strange flavor.
around. I like that one.
This
Yeah, it's
one
good.
almost makes me
Talking about
Oh, I
the-
the other one makes them explode though, so that might have actually been a better way to go. I don't know. We'll have to see. Anyway, so Archipelago is this that I've only just recently discovered, which is just like, yeah, any game can be configured to be compatible with this randomizer system and then communicate with all the other games in the same system. So like you can still randomize Super Metroid, but you can mix that up with like Subnautica or Doom or A Short Hike or like
Risk of Rain
64. Yeah, Risk of Rain 2, Slay the Spire. It's such a weird list of games, but it's because it's this kind of protocol that can be applied to any game as soon as someone has the kind of wherewithal to spend the time to do it, basically.
Dark Souls 3.
Sure, well, you see, Dark Souls have, like, those games have a history of
do.
randomizers.
They do, yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I've seen a lot of Dark Souls 1 randomizer in the past. So that makes sense to me in the way that, like, a Metroid-type game makes sense
Right.
to me, you know, like, Time Spinner's on that list. It's like, yeah, that's just Time Spinner is Symphony of the Night, and it's just the type of game that people do this
The
with.
Witness, that's a weird one.
The Witness is a really weird one.
Yeah.
So is A Short Hike, which is like a 1 hour cozy kind of like mountain climbing adventure game, right? Which doesn't really have much by way of upgrades and things. Which one?
VVVV, which like
Yeah,
many items.
VVVVV has only cosmetic items. You don't gain any abilities in that game. So it's like, oh, okay, sure. But like people find ways to include, like Yoshi's Island is on that list, and the way they make a game like Yoshi's Island work is like they disable a bunch of your regular abilities, and you just can't use them until somebody, you or someone else, finds them. Anyway, so I don't know. I fired it up myself. I created a Hollow Knight
Castlevania
Subnautica.
64.
Castlevania. Why Castlevania 64?
I don't know. Because we're making jokes out here. You know?
I guess so.
We're just having some fun.
More damage, less lifetime, or just better everything?
I don't know.
like
I'm
the
gonna
short
try.
lifetime.
I'm gonna try and get it set up for at least Risk of Rain 2 and something, and or maybe we can. You and
Well,
I can
I
do
think
it.
the real answer is get a few people to each pick one game.
You have your objective.
Because
Yeah.
I tried doing it myself with multiple games, and it's okay. Like, but it's a lot of fucking game, right? The thing with randomizers is that they can be really long. If you're playing a game that takes 20 hours to play normally, it could very well take you most of that time to play it on a
You have
randomizer.
4 people all playing games at the same time. Theoretically, you can really way accelerate the amount of time it takes to do it. So
Well, you haven't seen people play multi-world randomizers before. So there's this thing in multi-world randomizers called BK mode. I don't know if you've heard of this.
I've heard
Burger
that you
King
can
mode,
have
yeah,
it your
of
way.
course. Yeah, exactly.
Well, you
Do
can.
special orders actually upset you in that mode, or
You can, because if you're at the point where the thing that you need to play your game more is in someone else's game, you basically have time to go to your local Burger King and grab yourself a Whopper while you wait for them to find it for you. So,
that's
yeah,
why I
no,
want to play Risk of Rain 2.
what's that?
I said that's why I want to play Risk of Rain 2.
Yes, because you'll always have something to do.
I always have something.
I was thinking like Subnautica's a good one because if you're ever stuck just waiting for something, you could just work on your base. Go,
You can-
go
or you
gather
can
some
hang out
resources.
and just look at fish.
Look at some cool fish.
Yeah.
Or
Let's
like start-
randomize. I've got a really wild idea. Let's do Dark Souls 1, Dark Souls 2, Dark Souls 3,
Let's
and
do
then
it.
you guys don't have to be there. I'll just do it and live with
They
it.
aren't on
This
the
is
list.
what I do now.
Unfortunately, they're not on the list, but that would
Oh,
be
really?
kind of fun, actually.
That is,
Yeah.
but Alex, that is an option. Like, if you just like, I just want to have a mega randomizer with all the Souls games, you can put that together and play it by yourself, because you don't
Yeah.
have to be playing the games at the same time. You can play them sequentially, or you can just have multiple people playing and have the whole thing go faster, which honestly sounds like more fun to me. But
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah,
I
I don't know what this thing is really until you explained it. Like I'd not heard of this at all, so I'm just
You haven't seen like any multi-game randomizer anything?
no, just this thing in
there's
particular.
not that many of them out there.
No. But I mean, well, you streamed the Zelda. Metroid
Yeah, I
one,
remember that.
like,
Yeah.
a couple of years ago. Yeah.
But you see, back then there was an option to do multi-world, which is when you have more than one player, and I never could get people together to do that because it's a pretty big commitment, right?
Right.
Metroid
thing's-
Zelda Randomizer is like a 5 to 6 hour run for me, and I know those games, well, at least Metroid, very well. So, you know, if you want to rope more people in, you're looking at exponentially longer.
Yeah.
Hard to
Also,
convince
this
anyone.
thing seems like it makes it a lot simpler to set stuff like that up.
It really does, yeah, because, like, well, it depends what you're doing, though, because, like, SMZ3 was literally a Super Nintendo game that you're convincing to, like, play online with other people at the same time, so it's not that surprising to me that it's a little complicated to get it working. And I haven't tried. Oh, damn it, I died. I haven't tried any of the retro games in this technique, and I don't know how they work. But you probably have to use specific emulators that can be configured to communicate online. I don't know.
That seemed like the notation and the documentation on that website is very good. So it like seems like there's like it'll hold your hand and as far as getting that all set up. So
It hasn't been
Oh.
too bad so far. I tried 3 games and I succeeded 2 of them right away, and I tried VVVVVV, and that one didn't work for me because, like, the game would no longer run once it was patched. So I don't know what it was about the patch, but it basically corrupted the EXE, and like the patch literally came with a new EXE for the game, but then I couldn't launch it anymore. So yeah. Not ideal.
like I said, I don't know about maybe not next week, but almost certainly maybe the week after I can spend some time.
Yeah.
Some
Well, I'd
like-
also be happy just to
like
mess around with it a little bit and just kind of get our feet wet and see if we can make things work.
Yeah.
I'm not sure I'm actually ready to commit to finishing one of these because it
No.
can be such a big time commitment. But
Can you
It
like
seems like it'd be
save your
fun.
progress?
yeah, absolutely.
Over here.
You just stop whenever you want. The problem is when you're doing the randomizer is because everything is just wherever. If you stop for too long and you forget where things are,
Yeah.
you can get pretty fucked that way. So I don't know. Also, like, these things do come with spoiler guides too, right? If you're just like too fed up and you're like, I can't find the fucking morph ball for my Samus,
Oh,
you
you
can just
were
look
off.
up where it is in your hint guide, and I think that's totally legit
that's-
for.
Wait, your hint guide for a randomizer?
Yeah, it generates like a walkthrough.
Oh, I see. So it
So-
randomizes it and then says, well, this is where stuff is.
So I was playing the Subnautica Hollow Knight
interesting.
randomizer, starting Hollow Knight without any of the
Also known
like,
as
all
the
the
mic.
yeah.
yeah, the mic randomizer.
If there was a
Yeah.
sandwich at like a local deli named after me, that's what they put inside.
That's yeah.
And the problem with Hollow Knight is that they give you most of the really important upgrades kind of in order at the beginning of the game, right? So if you don't get them in order, then you don't have projectile, you don't have the air dash, you don't have the climbing, you don't, like, it's very important stuff. So you can't do much of anything. So then I'm in Subnautica and I'm looking around, but one thing I couldn't find for a long time was the sea glide, the little thing that pulls you along and makes it
Oh,
way
yeah.
faster to move.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Pretty boring.
And so
stuff.
after a while, I was
problematic.
just fed up, and I was like, "Fine, where the hell is like this piece that I'm missing for the Sea Glide? Because I don't want to play any more of this until I can finally move quickly." And so I looked that up and pointed me towards a thing. The
and then
Subnautica,
oh, sorry. Go ahead.
the Subnautica randomizer also, like, at first I thought this was too much, but now I'm starting to see the wisdom of it. It actually gives you like a little thing at the top of your screen. It tells you where the nearest thing you can check is. But I think given the size of that map, it's maybe a necessary evil. because there's just way too much stuff in that game, and like unless you memorized where all the wrecks and things are, it's a lot. It's a big ask to get people to just do all that from memory. What were you gonna say?
I was just gonna say, like, the amount of tools that they have, or at least the Risk of Rain 2 one that I was looking at, the amount of options for like item density and like probability of like finding an item for the other game, or like you can also adjust like all the probability of different rarities of items that you find in the other games for like the Risk of Rain items. So it's like I was just impressed by the granularity that they had in the options for all that stuff.
There's also the fact that they even managed to work a roguelike into this like multi-game randomizer structure, right?
I mean, Risk of Rain 2 makes a ton of sense because you are literally just running around and opening chests the whole time. So it's like...
Right, but you could theoretically miss any of those chests, right? Because you stay in the level for kind of the amount of time you want to. So what do you do if there's like a key
in Risk
item
of
for
Rain,
someone?
I don't think it doesn't assign what an item is until you actually open the chest. And
So
so
it's
just
more like you're gonna have to open
certain
50 level 1 chests to find the
Right,
thing.
yes. There's like a certain probability of you finding an item for the other game every time you open a chest. And since you're opening somewhere between, 7 to 15 chests per level, you're
eventually gonna get there.
50 chests every half an hour or whatever, depending on how fast you're moving in that game. So it's like you're gonna find some stuff eventually.
Well, the other thing that's funny
Like I said,
about
the fun thing about that is that that's a game that you can just play too. It's like you can just play Risk of Rain and have fun with it.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
worry about the other thing. But that's why I think, like, I don't know if I would want to do that in a single player kind of situation, but multiplayer that would be pretty cool. I think.
It gives you like a good hangout game to play while your serious nerd friend is trying to find the freaking desolate dive or whatever he needs to get farther in Hollow Knight.
Righto.
But the fact of the matter is that you can also die in a game like Risk of Rain, and then your run is over, right? But they've built around that too, in the sense that like you can start a new run, and the unlocks that you have earned kind of persist as you go.
I think specifically the items that the other person found in the other game, it'll randomly roll for you an item of that rarity. So
Right,
like,
so if you
find,
die,
like,
you're going to start
5
over with like 10 items right out of the gate.
Right. So you're actually more powerful when you start. So it's like actually kind of a cool thing.
Now, it will leave without you.
Well, get it working. I'm certainly willing to give it a shot.
Yeah, like I said, I don't know if I'm gonna have time this weekend, but next weekend I should. I think.
I'm really excited by just the openness of this and the fact that theoretically you can add kind of anything to it. Because back when Metroid Zelda Randomizer was on my brain, I was thinking, man, it would be so cool if you could roll in some other like short games. And because what really makes a good randomizer in my mind is a game that's not super long. But I was thinking like Mega Man X, like a game that you can finish in an hour and a half, maybe.
Adventure's on this list.
It is.
That's a game you could beat in like 5 minutes. Yeah.
But you have to
What
roll the
is?
checks.
Sorry, 2600 Adventure. Yeah.
But you have to get all the checks, man.
I guess.
How many checks are there in Adventure?
I don't know.
Get it done, miner.
Let's see,
Anyway, I am excited to see what kind of weird stuff. I mean, it's already pretty weird, but I'm excited to see if it gets more weird. And I don't know if I'll ever find a setting to make it something that I want to play like a whole lot of. Like as much as I love Hollow Knight and Subnautica, those are like 10 and 25-hour games respectively. So I can't sign up to a 30-hour randomizer on a regular basis. So it's not like a popcorn game that I can just throw on whenever I want to spend an hour or two on something.
I think there's like Heretic and Doom are on this list. That would be a fun combo. I think
That would be.
I'm interested in Doom because I believe what it does is people can unlock levels for you.
That is
and you can actually choose like how many levels do you want to be in your run. So you don't have to make it a long run necessarily. Which
also
I think is a real
the
advantage.
guns and the key cards are also like things that you can randomize for in Doom. So like all
great.
the,
As if finding key cards wasn't already a big pain in the ass in that game.
well, as it turns out, you have to go and play Zelda and open a bunch of chests to find the blue key card now.
Just wait till
Yeah, there's-
someone works like Tears of the Kingdom into this, and someone's
I
got
also
a
I
100-hour
love
game
that
to
I
play.
love that Lufia fucking 2 is on this list because that game literally is like 100 hours long. Also,
Oh,
it's
is it
not
that
just
long?
it's not just a JRPG, but it has a bunch of like really difficult block like sliding puzzles and stuff.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, it's like that game is like brutally difficult.
I didn't realize Lufia 2 was so hardcore.
Yeah,
It's
Or at
yeah,
least
the
they-
puzzles are like kind of
they're very
infamous for
difficult.
like how good they are for people like that shit. Obviously, I'm an idiot, so I was like, I don't want to do this.
there was an EGM 2 guide I think that I had, or I don't know, maybe it was Nintendo Power back then, but that was how I got
EGM
it.
2.
EGM 2,
Running.
EGM squared. It was the
Gaming.
It was the
thing,
one
too.
that they did that was all like strategy guides and stuff.
Prepare to
Yeah,
fight
it was
for
really
your life.
good.
Big swarm is
There was
approaching.
like a lot of good guides in there. It was how I like learned how to make all the weird combo classes and Final Fantasy Tactics stuff. Lufia 2 time to beat. No, it says 25 to 56 hours.
Well, but the thing is, for a randomizer, you have to think more 100% than like any percent, right?
So you're looking at
Because you don't know what you're looking for, where it is, and you might need to unlock every secret. Now, there's a thing with the archipelagos that you can set like a kind of a like a win condition for any of the individual games, and if the person satisfies that condition, then all the stuff that was in their game just immediately gets sent to everybody else that they're playing with. So if you make so maybe you could do like the short ending for Lufia, and then it would automatically unlock everything that was hidden in that game for all your buds.
Definitely seems like if you're gonna do this, you want to pick 2 games that are like similar in length. I guess.
Yeah, that's what they recommend for Risk of Rain. Is like, well, if you put like 100 items in your Risk of Rain run, you'll be about the same size as the average other games. That
Yes,
people
I was
play.
reading that. Yeah, like they actually, or they say like you need to like look up how many items there are and then kind of try to batch that. Or fuck it,
definitely-
just make it
takes a
to-
bit of investment to figure out the best way to play one of these things.
Yeah.
I'm fighting the bosses in Deep Rock on level 5, and like this shit sucks.
You got to the boss on level 5. I'm impressed.
Yeah. Thank you.
I think the Secret of Evermore is on this list also, but not Secret of Mana.
Well, again, it just comes down to who's willing to put the time in. I guess some Secret of Evermore super fan was just like, "Yep, this is gonna happen."
They're gonna beat those mana bastards to the punch.
We'll show them who the true randomizer is.
Who
Now,
the
that's
true
a game where you
secret
have-
is of.
That's a game where you have to
Lord.
get spell components, right? You can't just
Yeah.
cast the spells. You have to go find like ash and clay or whatever.
And that's all the stuff that gets randomized.
Is it?
Yeah. All gourds, chests, /pots, boss drops, and alchemists are shuffled.
Not the gourds.
Well, so those are the things those are like pots in Zelda or whatever. That's where you
Right.
items. And
So you
stuff.
might
That's-
start getting like high level spell materials early in the game.
Yeah, but you have to find the person that gives you those spells before you can use them, and that also gets randomized.
Overclock says it's time to kill.
Sniff spot items, right? Because you got the dog.
Oh right, Jesus.
Yeah.
It's
I-
such a
I
long
really-
game to put in a randomizer.
I was gonna say I really like Secret of Evermore, but that's a game that would be better if it was half as long as it is.
I mean, that's
Especially-
true of Secret of Mana also.
Yeah, but like the first area, especially Secret of Evermore, is really brutally long.
It's been a very long time since I played it. I mean, I kind of like it, but it's one of those games that I've been kind of like, I don't ever really need to go back to this one.
Yeah. I don't. There's some really awesome stuff, especially in the back half of that game, like the future world where your dog is a toaster.
That is pretty fun.
And there's like a really cool like giant chessboard thing, and I don't know. There's a bunch of different cool things, but it's just like it's just takes so long. Like there's a swamp in the first area that it's like I actually don't know how long it takes, but I remember it taking like 5 to 10 hours just to get through that, and it's way too much.
Doing okay. I got them both down to like a third, but I'm at like 215 health.
Well done.
Mm-hmm.
How much, sorry?
215. But I had
doesn't seem that
to
bad.
give you an idea. I had 541, so I'm like hurting a little
Taking a
bit,
few
Oh.
punches.
taking a few
Hey.
hits. Yeah.
Should I just make another PC to put down here and hook to my TV?
I mean, that's what I did.
Yeah, was thinking about it.
I mean, it kind of depends because when you get right down to it, all the online stuff that we play, you can generally get away with not that powerful a PC.
Right, exactly. Well, see, that's specifically wanted to have to be able to maybe sit down
You
here.
don't see these every
Oh shit! No! Oh fuck!
Like
Fuck!
all the upstairs rooms and all these are all the bedrooms, and so I feel bad like talking at like 2 o'clock in the morning. I don't know if I'm bothering anybody, but I worry about it all the time. So I was like, well, like if I was downstairs, I don't have to worry about that.
Yep.
Don't
And
mind if
then
I do.
also, what if I just built another PC? You know?
Yeah.
We've got work to do and
Didn't you
quotas
just
to meet.
spend all your money on
Have your
furniture?
objectives.
I mean, I didn't spend all my money on furniture, but I did spend a bunch of money on furniture. I still need to find a coffee table and a couple of chairs. Although my brother found I can't remember what kind of a place it was. He said, but they were just like getting rid of some stuff, and he got a really nice oak end table and a maple kitchen table that he wasn't sure how huge it was, so he stripped it and then sanded it, and I'm resurfacing it, and it's like beautiful. So
Wow.
pretty good. But I gotta find some chairs. It's like the amount of money you can spend on furniture is like.
It's absurd.
Why do you think people like Animal
I went and
Crossing?
looked. I went and looked. Like even at like just like a cheap kitchen chair at Target is like $100 a piece.
Oh yeah, and that thing will last 3 months before it falls
Right.
apart.
Prepare to fight
Yeah.
for your
Yep.
life. The big swarm is
And then
a
it's
already-
like
I already
good
reminded
chairs.
you of the Embimes theory.
Right. Yeah. The
The
boots.
what? Oh
For the
yeah, the
box.
boots thing.
Theory. Yeah.
Buy the good
The
boots.
surface is
Yeah.
still packed for the supply.
So I don't know. There's like a. I don't know, it's anything that's worth anything is very expensive.
Why not?
Yep.
You can spend like $500 or $600 on one kitchen chair if you want, one
Yep.
dining room chair.
I got it in the mouth.
It's not even ridiculous.
And no, it's not. But those were some nice chairs that would have matched
Big
my new
swarm
table.
detected. Buggerman, get ready.
So wait, did you wind up the maple table?
Yeah,
That's pretty cool.
Really much.
yeah. Well, I'm still working on resurfacing it. I got to do like 1 or 2 more coats of urethane on top. But
I'm a
And there's
thing.
also-
Someone who
You're a
spent
thing.
literally a month of his life sanding and finishing beams. I think I've got post-traumatic
Bean
wood
disorder.
syndrome.
yeah,
PTBD.
Red sugar.
but that's my cousins just bought a house that needs like lots and lots of finishing work done to it.
Pile it in.
Big swarm detected.
Um,
Buggerman, get ready.
Like and so they also have like a downstairs that has drywall and they're thinking about ripping off, and I was telling them about your
Adventures
beam
in
standing and
beam
painting.
finishing.
My vengeance next time.
But I don't know what the fire code is for that around here. But that's because that's what they were thinking about, not covering it back up once they pull all the drywall off.
Well, I can tell you in Montreal that you have to have a barrier between, at least if they're different residences, you absolutely need to have like 45
Yeah.
minutes worth of protection. And if you're in the same residence, I think it's like 20 minutes or something like that.
Yeah, burn protection. I mean, this
Burn
is
protection. And it's
just
supposed to be
a house
smoke
that
proof
they bought.
also.
It's just like a small ranch house that they bought, so
I think I'm going to stop playing and streaming this game, guys.
you should.
I had a good time, but I keep dying. So,
About ready for bed.
yeah, just about. All right, let's say goodnight, everyone. Goodbye, stream.
And
Right, everyone.
Bye bye. Bye.
All right.